Welcome back to the show. We've transitioned once again. Okay, age well.
Yes.
Pat Canaflick, you always have a fabulous rundown of the upcoming month's events.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited to hear all about June's events.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff happening in June.
You always do. Get your pens and papers and calendars out,
Exactly.
everyone, because Thursday, June 5th.
Yes.
Let's launch with that.
Oh,
Golden
yeah.
Age of television.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Actually, I was approached by a resident in the village, Dr. Michelle Stanton, who came to me with a full presentation about basically classic shows from the 50s and 60s. So she is a retired professor of film and television, which I find very fascinating in itself. And she was with Cal State, the programs there. So she has a whole series of shows which we're going to have at the center. So it'll be a fun session where people come in, you actually watch the show, such as like Gunsmoke, Dragnet, Superman. I wonder if they're going to do Batman. I Love Lucy, those classic shows. They're actually going to watch them, and then she's going to have a discussion. So it's going to be an interactive class, which will be
interesting.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And the really cool part I find amazing is she's going to talk about the creation of everything and about the social impacts and how it affects everything from that period of time forward.
I wonder if they've digitized those so that they're in high def now.
I wonder too, that's a good point, because I know she came in to test everything and she had the DVDs, or I must call them CDs, but she had the DVDs and everything, so they probably are. I would think so, but I mean, some of the shows, I remember as a kid just watching some, like Twilight Zone. Who does not know the Twilight Zone? So, yeah, that's a classic.
I forgot about that.
I know, I forgot about it too. It was always on after Thanksgiving and everything, but those are just like, they have so many actors in them, and, they were fun and kind of spooky, and how that affects everything going forward, which is really kind of a neat concept to look at it and really tie everything together. And, she figured that this would be a great group that would be interested in this. And, the class is going to be about an hour and a half. So there's, the shows are about, probably 20 to 30 minutes. I'll even throw in some popcorn too, so we can have it for a little snacky going on. And it's going to run through the whole summer.
Okay, so I was just going to ask that, Pat. So is it going to be every Thursday?
Yes, it's going to be every Thursday going forward. So I'm compiling all the details about which shows and everything are going to be on there. So, next time I'll have a whole list with some flyers about the different shows on it and when they will be there once we get those details worked out. But it's going to be an ongoing through basically after Memorial Day all the way through to Labor Day.
Okay.
So it's a great opportunity as well to get out of the house, especially when it's going to be hot.
I was going to say probably air conditioning.
Oh yeah,
right?
we're very air conditioned.
Where is it being held at?
It's going to be at our center, and it's going to be most likely, depending on how many people come. So I highly encourage reservations. That way I can make sure I put everybody in the right room. But it'll either be in our conference room, and we have a big TV back there, and it's a very comfortable place where we show our movies on Fridays, or it'll be in one of the bigger ballrooms, depending on how many people come. So the idea is so it's not too huge that it can really be interactive.
Right.
Because Dr. Stanton has amazing background and information on film and television. So it's kind of really neat to be able to pick her brain and see how things, and she's very relevant. So, and she lives right here in the village. So
Sounds both entertaining and educational.
exactly. I know, you combine and snacks, so why not? So.
Yeah, so we're going to go from popcorn to ice cream social.
I know, yes. Yes, we're having our traditional Father's Day ice cream social before Father's Day, where, this year we're going to make it a little bit more fun and mix it up with, in the past we just did a scoop of ice cream. Now we're going to add in some calories. We're going to have some whipped cream and some sprinkles, maybe some hot fudge, that kind of thing, just to make it fun and honor our fathers who've done so much for us. And, it's a social event, so everybody can come.
Is it a family affair?
Exactly.
So
everything.
bring grandchildren?
Sure. We love it. We love to see, younger people at the center. So yeah, anybody is welcome. And it's right after our lunch, so I highly recommend coming in for lunch. And then just staying for a nice afternoon. And, it's really nice to get people together and talk about, where did they grow up? And, I was raised on the East Coast. Oh, I was raised here in California, and those fun little things, tidbits. And, just talk about your dad. And if your dad, like mine, has passed, it's a nice opportunity to, remember them with something fun. And my dad loved pistachio ice cream. So.
Oh, yes, that is a favorite, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, so it's just a little opportunity for us to spoil the fathers. So
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So next up on your June itinerary is
Yes.
guided autobiography class.
Yeah, so we've had the class at the center before, and this is actually going to be an intro to it. So it's going to talk about what the class is, because people, I've noticed a little bit kind of get like, oh gosh, autobiography, books and big, and it's intimidating. So Ellie's going to come in and talk about what's in the class, because it's really more like short stories about passages in your life or things like experiences that you had. And she's really great because she will provide all the prompts that even just when I was speaking with her the other day, she's got the prompts that make you think about, oh yeah, that chapter in my life. Right. I was transitioning from East Coast to West Coast, and this happened, and how you can kind of elaborate on that and put it on paper. And it's a nice thing for just yourself to kind of remember and recognize and really kind of be proud of yourself, but it's something which is an opportunity to pass on to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Yep. So she's going to come in and just talk about the class and what is it about and what's the structure. And I know there's so many people in the village with amazing background stories mm-hmm. that I highly encourage them to come. This is a one-time class before the next guided autobiography class series starts, and just come and listen to Ellie and find out and ask questions about the class, and yes. Go forward from there. So
I love the fact that it can be segmented down yeah. into quote unquote chapters of your life, right? Exactly. Because even I look back at my life and I think, wow, if I were to write an autobiography, I am overwhelmed at the idea of even starting. Yeah. But if you have a structured, like mm-hmm. from I don't know, I'm throwing out a year here, from 1980 to 1990.
Yep.
Maybe bookend it in that decade.
Yep.
And then just write everything that happened. And then, people can probably progress into
yep. and
the next few years.
Exactly. And it's great for, your mind and everything, yes. because you're thinking about, mostly happy times of your life and having those nice memories. And then if you have the added bonus to pass it on to somebody, yes. so you know about what they went through. I mean, through the Depression and, sure. like the wars. I mean, I cannot comprehend that. So it's, right. It's amazing to have this tool basically to help your thoughts, and, and it's in a great, fun, safe environment. And Ellie is just fantastic, who teaches the class.
Wonderful.
So, come check out the intro.
Well, speaking of classes, Saddleback Emeritus classes.
Yes.
All registration.
Yes. So
offering assistance.
Yep. We always do every quarter. We work very closely with Saddleback Emeritus, and they will be coming to the center on Monday, June 20th, from 9 to 4 all day to help people with the registration for the fall classes. I know the catalog for the fall they're working on, I'm not sure of the status, but it's going to be up online soon. At the center, we always have catalogs available when they ship them to us, but this is an opportunity for folks to come in and get help if they have a hard time with the process. The process has changed quite a few times, so it's just an informational help. People can just stop in. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend coming after lunch. It's less busy because people are kind of running through and trying to get things done. If they have trouble trying to register online, come to the center. We're more than happy to help you, and there'll be about 3 to 4 of the folks from Saddleback there to help with the registration.
Okay, so speaking of help too, I really want to touch on this because it's super important. June is National Internet Security Safety Month.
Yep.
So you've got another event going yep. on that I highly encourage our viewers to go to, and it's covering, what steps can you take mm-hmm. if you've been a victim of cyber crime.
Yeah.
Brought to us by Cox.
By Cox, yeah. We got the great opportunity to partner with Cox on this, and like you said, it's Internet Safety Month, so it's perfect time in there, and it's really, they have an expert coming in who's going to be able to talk to people in a group setting and even individual about basically what is cybercrime and what do you do if it happens. And people can be intimidated by the word cybercrime, but it's scams, and somebody takes money out of your account. Or I heard a story just yesterday about somebody was approached with some paperwork to fill out, asking for a social security number, things like that. And so this is a great tool to have everybody come, listen to what's going on. And we talked about it last time. I mean, these scams change so often.
They do.
And it's just really important to protect yourself and know about all the tools that we have to protect ourselves.
All right. Friday, June 27th, 11:30 to 1.
Perfect.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you,
Appreciate all
Bree.
the information.
Thanks.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at the weekend's movie preview. Stay with us.